What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the, supposedly daily vlog, but it hasn't been daily for quite some time. So anyways, man, I'm back from hiatus, man. Back from just falling off the metaphorical, symbolic wagon, I guess. Or like the metaphorical horse, the wagon, whatever it is, I'm back. And hopefully for a longer stint. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But man, it's been a while. It's been a minute. I apologize. I don't really I've been trying to do this thing every day, but what a lot of people don't want to admit, this is just a hobby, and this is just a pastime / sometimes I make money off it, whatever it means. Not the videos. I mean, off the art. Sometimes we're like, hey, you want to do some art? What's funny about that is, like you people want to hire you for art, but it usually doesn't happen. It just usually doesn't happen. But anyways, I'm back, and hopefully for a longer haul. What am I going to talk about today? I was thinking about this idea of, just getting back on the horse, even though it might have been longer than normal. Like, you have there's all these like self-help books and all these, what would you call it? Like, they're not, it's like self-help books and productivity books and hacks and all this kind of stuff. And one of the hacks was, or one of the little hacks I've learned was never miss twice. And what that was is like, don't miss a second day. Because what happens is when you miss a second day, you're kind of starting a new like habit pathway, and it makes sense. But what if you miss more than a day? What if you miss 3 times? What if you miss 4 times? Is it still salvageable? Are you still able to get back on track? And I like to think that you can. I like to think that you can get back on track, because right now, technically, I am back on track, or have started to move back into the position of being back on track. And I think, though, like, sometimes with anything, we can, once we start missing days, we start making like these weird rationalizations. We start to think, oh man, well, I already missed 3 days. What's 4 days? And then you say, well, I've already missed 4 days. What's 5 days? I already missed 5 days. What's the whole week? And like, well, I already missed the week. Why not take a whole month off? And then you say, well, I've already missed the month. What's the point? Well, let's just quit. Let's just end this. This was a dumb goal anyways. This is a silly thing to pursue, right? It wasn't worth it to begin with. Or, we start coming up with like these like weird rationalizations, and I don't know, man. It's just kind of hard to think outside, like hard to get out of that. And what I'm trying to say is just try to get back on track, even if it's longer. Like, even if you're off by 2 days, if you're off by 3, if you're off by 4, it doesn't matter, as long as you try your best to position yourself to get back into the swing of things. Because, I mean, when you think about it, the way I think about it is like, what better things do you have to do with your time? Especially if you are spending a lot of your time just like watching what's happening on Netflix right now. There's got to be something happening on Netflix. Well, whatever the new thing is happening on Netflix or on Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure you could find something better to do with your time. And what's What's the worst that can happen if you miss a few days? What's the worst that can happen if you jump back into it? You know? And nothing bad is going to happen if you jump back into the swing of things. Just start doing it, and I think you'll be happier for yourself. You know, you'll be like proud that you at least jump back into that thing. And it doesn't have to be drawing. I think one of my go-to references is like physical fitness, or like exercise, you know, or training for that decathlon type thing, training for that marathon run. You know, it could be something as simple as that. It could be something as simple as like just getting back your sleep schedule, you know, waking up at a certain time, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have like a weird skewed sense of like goals, or like what people would want to achieve with their time. And it's not hard to do. You know, it just takes a little bit of mindfulness. It just takes you recognizing that you're human, man, and you're fallible, and you make mistakes. You know, I'm not gonna be like one of those. I'm not gonna be like David Goggins, you know, where like just go hard all the time forever. It doesn't matter how you feel, just do it. You know, I'm not gonna be like that. Like I'm gonna be like, listen, dude, you're gonna stumble, man. There's gonna be things you do every day that you some things that you want to do with your life, or some things you want to do with your time that you fail, and you fail again. You keep failing. But what like defines you, I guess, is like what defines anyone is like just the ability to pick yourself back up and keep going at it. Even if those goals or those things that you're trying to be are silly, like they might be silly goals, but they're important to you, you know. So like these little videos that I'm doing, like they're kind of silly, like that, like what's the point, you know? The way I feel about it sometimes is like, why am I doing these videos? Like there's so many great YouTubers out there. I feel when I look at them, I'm like, man, how do I compete with them? Like I can't compete with the editing, you know. I almost can't. I just really can't compete with the content, really. All I can do is just I probably can compete by just like quantity, you know. I have no problem like just showering the world with quantity of stuff. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, which is it has its values. It means I have like no fear, but like also like why am I doing it? I don't know. Hold myself accountable for drawing, and to maybe at the very least I can when I'm old, I can look back at these like and say, oh my gosh, this was a silly point in my life. Or I'll be like really really old and I'll be still doing this, and I'll even have less subscribers that I have now, and I'll be like talking into what's it called when you're talking to no one? I don't know. Anyways, it's getting close to that time. It's about a minute away from when I have to end this video. So I think I'm going to end it early. I got to get going. Well, anyways, all I got to say is I'm back on the horse, and I should be posting videos more often of me drawing and me ranting and raving and just making all kinds of no sense, or making all kinds of sense to whoever is listening. Anyways, you take care, my friends. Cheers.